that should be on your radar. But good time to get in Nimesh, who joins us to tell us what he's picking up in these two chatter. Nimesh, how are you reading things?
Well, in quite a day of trade, apart from the block deals, it's been pretty much lackluster. The volumes are on the lower side. The thing is, today the broader markets are under pressure, and largely the cash stocks are under pressure today. But the way to read is there is lack of buying rather than large selling. That's the overall feedback that I've picked up. Out of the big event, of course, there is a bit of nervousness. So not many people are willing to buy, and not even brokers are allowing a lot of fresh positions in the cash market for a lot of retail and HN investors. So that's been the key, reading as to why the broader markets are down in today's market. I guess the sector of the day is clearly pharma. For the last couple of days, there is derivative-based buying happening, and that stands out today as well. And that seems to be a sector which looks like more of a defensive play. So that's where a lot of money is getting chased. I guess even the earnings were quite strong for most of the pharma names this quarter. So I guess that's one space which has been well built. But apart from that, a bit of profit booking in the general momentum names, the PSU stocks as well in today's market. So that sums up to largely in terms of broader themes. I guess but the trend of the promoters, stroke Ps, stroke strategic selling out seems to have again resumed. Today there were 5 blocks worth 4,100 crores which got changed hands, right? So it'll show up in the institutional data as well. So that's something to read about. But I guess from a volume point of view, it's a low volume day with lack of buying interest rather than big selling.
Well, you put it so well, Nimesh. Rather than large selling, actually there's lack of buying, and the fall is not on very large volumes X of these blocks. What about individual stocks? What do you pick up?
So in terms of individual names, the first stock is Prudent Corp. I spoke about some large blocks getting executed. There was a large block in Prudent Corp as well. Nearly 7% equity got changed hands in today's market. The stock is under pressure because of that. But I guess it's a clean out trade. The private equity investor has completely sold out now with today's block deal. And I understand some of the existing investors of the company, of the stock, were buyers in today's block as well. If you look at the shareholding pattern, the mutual funds combined own close to 15%. It looks like some of the domestic mutual funds have further added up in today's block deal. So that's the first name. The second stock is IRB Infra. We spoke about 5 blocks done. IRB Infra is a name where you potentially will see a large block deal very soon. I understand a leading FI investor is going to be a likely seller in IRB Infra very soon. So that's something to try going forward. The third stock is United Spirits. Again, post the con call, the FI interest seems to be back on that stock. So a bit of buying interest, and the stock is up 2% in today's market. So it's backed by institutional buying, that is United Spirits. And the last is Ratnamani Metals and Shri Digvijay Cement. Both are unusual names to be seen in terms of buy flows at FI does. So that's the reason why it stood out for me. Very small buying, but there is institutional interest in both these names, and hence even those stocks in a weaker market are in green today.
Nimesh, IRB Infra, interesting. I mean, you told us Timken has happened. Now you're saying IRB. But this is not promoter, right? This is
not promoter. No, this is not promoter now. So if you look at the shareholding pattern, Prashant, now the Maersk family owns close to 35%. But in the public shareholding, there are 2 large private equity investors. So now this is technically a PE company, so to speak. So and that's the reason why a couple of brokerages are bullish as well. CLS actually is the most bullish on the street. They have a target of close to 81 and odd. And in terms of institutional holders, there is Quant owns 3% and LIC owns 3%. So it's a fairly mixed in terms of ownership now, with PEs owning close to 51. But I understand one of the existing large FI holder is a potential seller in the block deal, which can happen very soon.
Okay, so block season is back. All right, Nimesh, thanks very much for keeping us up to date on all the happenings on Block Street. Well, with that, let's come back and look